I'm really proud of that one.
Yeah, that was quick, quick thinking on your feet.
My brain is actually just Swiss cheese.
Holy smokes, we're in. We're in. All right, here we go. CDC starting off on attack.
Because we're in the Swiss stage, Doug! I killed him.
I can't believe we're affirming. The production team is affirming this too. Oh, okay. Right, we're gonna see what they do to deal with these trips right off the bat.
Clone solved. It's just that easy.
Not
Doug.
even. They did. Did they even?
They
I didn't
used
even
a clone. Look
did
at
they?
your map,
But not for
Doug.
the trip. No. Yeah. Oh goodness. Stop. They've scaled all the way up.
Oh my.
That's free. Forget about the trip. Snackbox now pushing forward, trying to scale up into spawn a little bit further. A dink on the other side of the dog. Snackbox thrown away. Two left on the side of CDC. Make that one. And it's the Cypher. Of course it is. That's a pistol for AXA.
Well, everything about the side hit was looking good there. Up until the push into Boba, where no one's looking in the corner for Young Won Ho. Maybe a little ill-advised. I think it's generally a good rule of thumb. If you run into literally no resistance on the site, I'd be very cautious about trying to like push in towards spawn. Like,
yes,
sure, they could be like flanking you on the other side, but like someone's gonna be waiting back there for you, and you better be real confident in your utility to go on back in at clearing every single corner if you're gonna commit on through to that.
Quick checking on the trip setup. One in the market, one mid.
I must wait a moment.
Also, I promise you there was a tripwire in B main last round.
No, there was. I know there was. I should have gotten him arrested. I really should have gotten him arrested. There's a Bucky in the hands of Biffy. And that Bucky had nothing in it. What in the world was that?
Enemy remaining.
Right, AXA. They drop one. But other than that, that's as clean of a round as you could ask for.
It is funny how much we talked about, wow, Cypher's going to have no fun in this game. Surely,
Yeah,
right?
right.
And then, I think 5 kills in the first 2 rounds. No issues there.
But
that's kind of what you want.
What you're talking about.
Right? If you can do a little early bullying on the side of the map that's supposed to be a little bit weaker, that could even encourage CDC to stick away from you for a while.
Right. Yeah, in theory, we'll see. You imagine, okay, so there's one trip, back set up, like we saw before. They might try to explore Jose this round. They haven't done that quite yet.
Yeah, Young Won Ho is going to put a slightly deeper tripwire because last round even there was a shock dart out from Snackbox to try and find the annoying one to clear up in main. Stays there to play for the dart.
Off the stun. That's just a clone. Don't believe their lies.
It'd be funny if it was real though.
Could be.
And here comes I think we're just going to keep cycling B hits until Alliance Angels start fighting up here.
Nope, trip's not there.
Oh, where's the push wall?
That one way's good. Uh-oh.
I don't think Biffy had money to buy full armor and the push wall. I don't think it was there. So just running out into the one way, expecting on the light side of the map, I guess, Young Won Ho to be playing scared all the way back in Boba again. But that is not the look you want to see.
No. Oh, one way was so problematic. And a weapon now upgraded.
And that one way is not exactly a surprise either, so...
Got the spike down.
Fact that
shouldn't be, yeah.
On the anti-bonus round, these things are being accounted for, or being disrespected. It's something that'll have to be adjusted very quickly.
30 seconds left.
Well, what more can Leah do here? With 16 HP and 7 bullets, eats a flash. Make that 2. And that's a 3-0 start for AXA to kick off map 2.
Young Won Ho continuing to dominate the B side of the map. And I genuinely think this is bad news for CDC's comp. Because
it's terrible news.
And not just going like 0-3 to start the map. That's obviously bad. But like The fact that
Right.
the side of the map that you theoretically want to be punishing is faltering, now you start questioning your entire game plan. It's like, okay, let's start like going over towards A, where, look at this, Alliance Angel's gonna rip a fast one down into mid.
Try up a little something different. The stun proves that nobody's home.
Go, go, go.
So now they go back up towards A. Spike is through. CDC has to be careful here. You were just talking about dangers behind scaling up into spawn when there's little resistance on the site. There's the shield. Biffy's now down. Ender's looking for a second.
Planted.
That was tough. And so now AXA in a position to secure. But these stingers. Just problematic enough to keep the round interesting. It's just going to be a sheriff now. 1v2. The defuse already halfway through. That's a 4-0 start for AXA.
Not bad at all. Already a Nightfall online for Spec. Neural Theft too, so the ulti's starting to come into play. And this, for me, is a real challenge round. Not just winning it for CDC, but again, I think proving that you can break some of the setups. Although, like I was talking about earlier, that early conditioning of Hyungwon Ho just dominating B has made it so that CDC think their best chances to actually get a spike plant down are going to be to just take the fight straight up to the Neon here in A.
With the stun at the ready. That is not a...
What?
Really? We don't look? Okay.
What?
That's a second kill found. We're
Razor is just having the time of her life up here.
Deploying drone.
What would you say was the reasoning behind just walking up and not looking at Ubba?
You know, surely there was a dart in elbow that I missed, and we thought we were safe. I don't have anything else. What? There was no dart there.
Right.
I'll tell you that.
Oh, 4v3 on the map, but a 3v2 on the site. The Nightfall will connect onto one. Biffy will go undetected.
Someone look the right direction.
It's you and
I don't know that we're going to get that this round. Surely we get it here, though. Surely we're looking the right direction here. That's 3 on the round for the Neon. And CDC, at least this fight here is 2v2 is winnable. The Nightfall, or excuse me, the Hunter Sure, you can't imagine will be a part of the conversation here. Pushing into the smoke, trying to take the fight.
the right direction.
Capless, Cypher, and CDC are on the board.
I genuinely think 9 people died in that round, and maybe one of them was a fair fight. That was unbelievable. Voluge is even just camping the spawn point of the... Or who was that? Someone was camping.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was Volusia camping the exit of the ISO ult.
Yep.
I have thoughts, I have feelings, and none of them matter. CDC are on the board.
That's what therapy's for.
cover go.
Yeah, we'll sort that one out later. There's no time for it in the middle of a match.
I must wait a moment.
Early dark cleared out, so a lot of the same things that we've seen to open up these rounds.
It is
Look at
wild
the
that
trip
Cithrin
there
is
and-
challenging the spot.
And winning it too.
Yeah. And
It's gonna
that
get
one
a
as well.
second.
Okay, so that's what we were going for in the last round. This time, though, the change is there's a cage to get Cithrin up here. Now for 3? No.
So the call this round was Yoru go kill. And it has them in a numbers advantage.
Yeah. But again, there was a cage to protect that pesky angle on the right side.
Right,
And so
right.
there's the numbers advantage. There's a Clovolt in post, so it's really a 5v3 that CDC are playing.
Caught one.
And now flank spotted.
How they can turn their attention back towards the Omen. Aurelio's waiting, forced to kind of sit back. Can't really take this fight. The paranoia doesn't even connect, which might not matter, as Biffy's shield has been dealt with. And Young Won Ho strikes on his snack box, just like that. Bit of decay out. Wait a second. The Omen's gone back.
Wait.
It might not matter. 2 on the site. 1. Make that 2 down. They've got to know that Aurelio went back. There's no way they're not expecting that. Beautifully done from CDC as they get their second.
Instinct only goes so
That
far.
whole round just Sithrin.
Still covers.
1v9. Walking up
Yep.
into the site. 2 quick kills, and now a dimensional drift unlocked. Sets the team up beautifully for this next round.
Do you think part of the conversation here for Alliance Angels is a talk around how they deal with those ults that you were just talking about, like in preparation for the Yoru with the solo ult together?
Yeah, typically, I mean, there's basically, in my opinion, 2 ways to play against the Yoru ult. One is you have one side of the map that's not actually playing the game. Your Cypher side is just going to put down some, like, trips to stop the flip into spawn. And then the other side of the map just full runs it down at you. And the other idea is similar, and you're not really playing for the sites themselves, but maybe you walk out into mid and see if you can get some picks, because so often an attacking team with a dimensional drift is just going to off-rip, we're just going to run it down in a site, overwhelm it completely. And there's not actually counterplay that you can offer up into the ability, at least not reliable counterplay, in my opinion.
Right. You just kind of avoid it as best as you can. Sure.
Yeah. And if you can pick up, you know, a lurker on the other side of the map or threaten a fast flank, that can oftentimes be enough chaos injected into a round that, well, even if you have full information that the site is clear that you're hitting into, could still be trouble. So I like this, that Alliance Angels are going to run a little bit of a B trap here. Maybe even a quicker B play.
They've got a stun and a flash setup. There's the stun. There's the strike. And there's the flash.
blind.
No crunch from mid.
But
So they will find an exit out.
This is why I don't like it when attacking teams with Yoru play like slower opening rounds. Like I think you actually have to invest a lot of utility if you want to walk into a main first, because now they're just playing a 4v5 when they could have just had a Yoru ult lead and see entirely what this play was.
Right, yeah. Agreed. Agreed. Haunt will not go off, so the positions will remain concealed. Beautifully done across the middle of the map from CDC.
Next.
One more though.
With the stinger. Ho, able to get the best of Leah. The ult popped. Aurelia dealt with. Still 2 backside. That's another stinger and another problem. Surely Enders doesn't get more. Cleaned up. Left into a 1v2.
These players are low, Doug.
Spike planted.
Ho, no armor. Nicely done from CDC.
Bit of an odd one there at the end, though. I think CDC, by working back into mid, even after they lost Biffy at the start of the round, anticipate that re-clear from Alliance Angels on the eco. Alliance Angels getting a little bit anxious to get out in the thick of things. And then get a little bit diffed on the gun advantage. So AXA going to run a quicker mid look this time, try and blow up the round right from the get-go.
Look at all the pings on the minimap in B-Main. All over the place. And so they're going to get this space mid off of that early rollout, that you were just pointing out, but CDC are stalling out in main.
This is a strange round with spec in tiles, and clearly CDC wanting to pivot back into mid.
Portal closed.
They probably need to take the safe pathing back through spawn, but even then, you still have this opportunity for spec to pounce. And they're going to hear the rotates now.
How many can spec get here? Tux swings out. Snackbox with 2, but Aurelia responds. As the gunfire settles, CDC up in numbers.
Now.
So they're both going to approach us from spawn. Keep an eye on the neon with ult. Do they pop it here? As a wall. But they play on the other side of the flash. There's the ult. A 1v2. Can't find a single target. CDC tie us up.
Oh no. Letting Rizzo have it there too at the end. Caught between that nasty crossfire. Full on 180. Rizzo would have to deal with on the backside there. Yeah, like you said, 4 in a row, and it's come now with a mix of different plans for CDC. You know, whether it's Slytherin finding a nasty lurk timing through A, whether it's execing right from the get going around or now navigating a difficult mid round. CDC are coming up with all the answers.
It's you and me.
Young one home. Immediately grabbed by Biffy.
Yep. That's
Was not
fun to
looking the
play
right way.
against.
No.
Nor is that.
No, it's not.
But this is exactly what I'm talking about. It's like when you don't have when you are playing your normal rounds, it's Yoru ult, Sova shocks to make the Cypher feel useless, and then all of a sudden ISO can just pluck you away and it's a free sight.
That is exactly how that played out. So as soon as the round starts, it just as quickly ends. Enders and Rizzo have to save their weapons. Going to the next, they don't have a ton of money to invest. And so that's going to give CDC the lead after the dreadful 0-4 start that they had.
Pretty sure Alliance Angels have been sitting on ults for a long time again, too. Young One Ho and Spec sitting on those. Enders now with the Rolling Thunder. We need to get into the mix.
Over there.
Now the hunt ensues, and this can be bad news.
Yes, it could. Both guns dropped. Their money's now, I mean, it wasn't a great place to begin with. They could at least consider having a little bit of bite, but they've got next to nothing now.
Yeah, enough to get some hero buys underway and still have enough for the next. And they're continuing to come back into this B main aggression, going back to that eco round before. Although, do you really run the same eco 2 times back to back? See if CDC can do a better job of baiting out the stun without being punished.
I would love an additional layer of a little mid presence here, but there is that setup.
Get owned by it once again.
If he's here to try to fight.
So it all comes down to A. Slytherin has lurked up into long, but this camera will have first info for Young Won Ho.
And they are entrenched into the site. They're not playing off. So the walls are closing in very quickly. Patience, one. Nope, easy killer. Not able to connect off the Stinger in the second. But still, a numbers advantage. Enders has ult.
Yeah, Rolling Thunder. Now the Neural Theft from the other side, though, sees all players coming out of shop.
I think, yeah. The Cypher went through undetected. Snackbox left into 1v2. Winnable. Very winnable. Drops to onto 1v1. Can Snackbox do it on the swing? Yes. Snackbox can. The Red Bull clutch as CDC gets to 6.
And that was a close one as well. Alliance Angels think they have a chance after running the same trap play in B main they ran a few rounds ago. This time it pays off beautifully. Gives them the numbers heading into the retake where they finally send in the Rolling Thunder. But the fact that Volusia doesn't get tagged up by the ultimate, and Snacksbox is there for a couple extra kills too,
That goes there.
continues this runaway from CDC.
That one's tough, man. That one feels bad to let go. Well done on CDC to capitalize on those small rounds. The wall. TP. But Biffy just gets away with it. On their own.
Same camera towards the A side of the map, but different approach from CDC. Slytherin going up elbow alone, but the rest of the team making plenty of noise down lane.
Is there a stun for Enders? Yeah, full utility, actually. Meanwhile, Spec on the flank. Kept back by a trip, but that will not matter in the face of a Nightfall. Patience. When do you rip and roll? Right now. And attack 1, 2, 3. 3 out of the 4 have been revealed. But Spec can't really find a way in. Still forced to kind of sit back while teammates fight on the rest of the site. Snackbox again left into 1v2. 33 HP this time around. Not nearly as strong. Not nearly as easy to do. But the demand is the same. The ask is the same. And Snackbox cannot stand tall.
That seize out of Spec there was insane. Catching Snackbox over the top.
Last round in the half.
Sort of stopping any chance for Snackbox to isolate that fight versus Enders and still threaten getting down onto the spike. I think just the chaos that Spec created in that round with the Nightfall coming in from the flank, breaking the tripwire, overwhelming that player in main while the rest of the team was flooding in through shop. has finally gotten Alliance Angels back on the board.
All right, note again. Cicerin and Snackbox have their ults.
Who's next?
Here we go. This is the play.
Not
that we were
wasting
looking
any
for a
time
little
this
bit
time
ago.
around.
Yeah, this is what we were hoping to see. We'll find that the site is vacant, so they can hang on to that Hunter Siri.
I must wait till I found you. It's you and me.
That's going to be a problem. Biffy pulling.
Whoa.
Oh, what?
Bulldog scoping just drills Biffy.
Now Leah forced to deal with the flood coming in from spawn. The paranoia is going to be right on the mark as Enders gets 2 on the round. Leah popping the ult.
Last player standing.
Being slowed down for just a moment. A Snackbox again is left in a 1v4, and that's great in a post plant when you have ult, but when you're outgunned like this, it's not going to be enough. We're tied at 6, Christy.
That had to have been just a triple headshot out of Young Won Ho
Oh yeah, had
to break the shield and do that. Good lord. All right, so Alliance Angels have a little pep in their step heading into the second half, already trailing 1-0 in the series. And a reminder for everyone watching, while we had fun during the tech pause of map number 1, we've been here for a little while. This is an elimination game. Both of these teams have players you'd recognize if you've been following Game Changers for a while. The fact that these teams are sitting 0-3 is a bit of a shock.
Surprising.
Both rolling really tough competition along their way. And the loser of this will be the first team eliminated from Swiss.
And so it's AXA who've got backs against the ropes here,
This is a nice spot.
but they've shown that they've got some metal.
This should do.
Let's see what their attack side looks like in this very standard comp. You imagine a whole lot of breach stun with neon dash to take space.
But CDC's defense should be a lot weaker. Way less stall to lock up the choke points. They'll go on little walk-ups like this. You saw them peer into mid, now up A main to break a tripwire and create some tension on the A side of the map, while Alliance Angels work back in off that information, prowl out into mid, make sure that no one has stepped up into these little pockets of darkness.
And so with that cleared, they can rotate back towards A, where it is just Snackbox. On that early line, waiting for the aggression, and there are 4 on the other side. Shot doesn't connect, and I don't care how far away you are when you're stunned up. Whoa! Snackbox! Now pushed back off the dog, still fighting to stay alive, turning the flash, looking for the second kill, cannot connect. And now the attack in full control of this site. Remaining members of the defense are starting to arrive, and it might be too little too late. Leah trying to
30
fill
seconds
in and
left.
do what Biffy could not.
Spike planted.
So far, so good. With Spec, 15 HP. Far away from the play, but that's the easy one. Leah can't connect on this. Enders with 3. AXA with 7.
Wow, that really looks like it was going to be a good enough hold out of Snackbox, being able to power through the fault line and still manage a kill onto Rizora. But I think the fact that Alliance Angels took a few pretty effective timings. Young Won Ho jumps into the smoke over by Shop, gets a kill, gets out with murder. And then they're able to just like post up on site without any real threat coming in from that angle. Gives them the advantage. They can start to build back in. Again, the first half started off wonderfully for them. They won the pistol just like this. They won the bonus. They kept it rolling. It's been a very streaky game so
4-0.
far.
Mm-hmm. We go from 4-0 to 4-4 to 6-6. It's been whiplash.
It's a bit of a greedy FPX buy, though. It's not even 3 rifles. It's 2 pistols, couple of Spectres. And there's some bite from CDC.
The Bucky.
Bucky, couple of Sheriffs.
And AXA quiet here. But they're all B. Let that be perfectly clear. First the smoke off of Market, then the stun and the dash. There's the kill, and there's the breach neon comp on full display.
Yeah, so Alliance Angels won't be really punished at all. Or the buy doesn't seem, at least.
I mean, Biffy's the only one with a real weapon, forced to sit back on the other side of the trip. Yep, that's what I'm saying. No Bucky in play this time.
Don't love that position, although, yeah, calling a teammate play to kill these players on the exits. Not the best outcome you can hope for.
Surprised that, yeah, I mean, I guess AXA will fight out in numbers and see what sort of kills they can get, what sort of orbs they can farm. Oh. Hey, Biffy, what? I mean, that puts Biffy 1 off of ult. After
That's
that,
insane.
cheeky little 3K with the Bucky, yep.
Yep. Also, the critical number to reach is 2 kills out of CDC there doesn't mean anything because there are only 3 guns purchased anyways. But getting 3 kills actually takes a gun out of AXA's hands, which
it's a very good point.
I don't know if I care about so much because it was like the budget FPX buy. It's not really like Alliance Angels are coming into this next round with a lot of fight anyways.
Right.
But still a slight edge for CDC here.
That is the opener that they needed. Yeah.
Cage trigger.
Starting to take some. Yeah, it's starting to take some control, starting to take a little confidence and some space. That might have been a little bit too much. But Snackbox is in a really nice spot. The timing. Ender's in early, are able to get a couple.
What is
and
going
Biffy's
on?
left in a 1v3.
CDC were in great positions that whole round, apart from the first player that dropped top mid. But none of them are able to get more than 1 kill. Couldn't even get really any kills after the initial pick in main. It's looking like the first half again. I'll give it that.
Yep.
Alliance Angels.
Carbon copy.
Pistol bonus.
Yeah. Carbon copy. Remember, it was 4-0 before CDC were able to get around on the board.
And don't get it mistaken, CDC's comp is a little bit, I mean, it's certainly harder to execute. It's a lot more about individual agency and, you know, taking your timings, getting forward on your angles. We saw all of that on display in that round. And, you know, it works when you walk into B main, you get that first opener. But then you see where the layers start to fall apart when people are playing a little bit more individualistic. Top mid, can't get the kill, don't have players ready there to find a trade.
If he has to know, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a stinger. A Vandal, and maybe you line up 3 players and get all of them, but
maybe.
No gun.
And so now they can push up behind this. Leah tries playing in the smoke, getting a free one.
But again, Doug, there's 3 players on that A site, and everyone's holding their own line. There's nothing complimentary going into it. And Alliance Angels, because they're doing well, you know, on all of these opening kills, it's looking even better than 1-for-1s for them.
Gotta go.
And so this round coming up here, Ender, would you say this is probably the swing round of the map?
Without a doubt. I mean, you're coming into this one, and for CDC, obviously they're buying down to nothing on the money. They're going to call a timeout and consider their options here too, but this is also like, we've got to make use of the ISO ult, because if CDC lose this round, they, again, have no money. You're looking at 2 ultimates already online for Alliance Angels, but next round, they're going to have Fade and Breach ult online if they don't get to use them here. So if CDC win this round, it doesn't do anything to Alliance Angels. They've got money for days. They've got ultimates coming online. It doesn't, like, suddenly get CDC back in the game. But the cost of losing this round from CDC is game is just over.
Right. It's tremendous. The implications are insurmountable, really. If you're CDC, they've lost 4 this half, 6 if you go back to the last half after rattling off, 6 of their own? It's just been such a massive pendulum swing from both of these teams, to be honest. But just when it seemed like CDC were in a position to run away with it, AXA respond with a bit of a streak of their own.
So really, what I want to see out of CDC here is I want to see the people that are on site working with each other just straight up better. I think there's been a lot of, you know, we're playing Clove, Yoru, ISO, go see what you can manage. But if it's going to be something like a coordinated mid-fight, which it looks like on paper right now, This could be the spark they need to change things in their favor.
Quietly taking up a lot of space mid.
There you go.
Leah's gone unchecked. Oh, Leah got hit by the stun. And now the dog confirms Leah has to back it up, throw it into reverse, and there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to hide. Biffy will settle.
Look at B, Doug. Volusia walked into B main, won this fight, now has a chance to just win the round for her team, but gets laid out by Spec.
Beautifully done. Biffy's going to fall too. Spec gets another 3 on the round. A massive performance from the Fade. And when it seemed like they were going to be able to stop the bleeding, it all kind of fell apart. Now Snackbox is left in this 1v2. Full belt to utility. Both members of AXA playing back. And Boba. Patience. Creeps up, finds a 1. The second is there, and Snackbox delivers for CDC.
Snackbox completely saves the map. We set it up before. This map, this round, if you lose it, CDC, the game is lost. But Snackbox with the Red Bull clutch in a 1v2 after everything, and I mean everything, went wrong for CDC, has somehow kept this team afloat.
Unreal. Just, again, the emotional roller coaster that these two teams are putting us through is insane.
But Doug, it doesn't get any easier for CDC. They've got light armor, they've got a Spectre. Alliance Angels have 5 ultimates at their disposal. It's a quick rip into market. Look at this with a Rolling Thunder ready.
Scanning ahead.
Is there going to be a tag? It's just a stun. Leah's caught, but the dog is stalled by the door closing. That decay is going to buy a lot of time. Look at them stalling out. Leah's going to punish.
And B main too. Slytherin has stepped up into it. That's the pick.
And Young One Ho is gone. What a hold from CDC here. Because you were right, they had
a bit greedy. Look at their ultimates. They didn't use any of them. They didn't scale up and break the door when the stun went down.
They had a perfect line set up for a B hit split. And well, if we've learned anything in this series, it's that you don't count the round out quite yet. And so even though it is a 5v3, the ult has been popped. Really investing into this. Dangerous. That's now a 3v3. Slytherin playing on the other side. The spike goes down. Remember, Enders is Rolling Thunder. Slytherin playing up close and personal. Able to get 1 kill, and it's a big one. Rolling Thunder now off the board. And they're playing in spawn, a 2v2. Trying to reposition. Trying to buy as much time and as much space as you possibly can as the mag run dry. Slytherin has gotten it to Aurelia's going to push 11 HP, though. Slytherin gets to defuse. CDC get to 8.
CDC are making a go of things right here. It starts off with a huge pick in Market Volusia. Just a spam kill through the smoke. Not falling victim to the early play out of Alliance Angels. Again, I think that Razor was too slow to scale up. Usually when you run that quick stun, you've got your Neon sprinting down through tiles to break the door and get in there. Or have a teammate behind to break the door so Neon can still get through. Alliance Angels weren't quick enough to pop off on it. And look at it. They still have 4 ultimates. Razor's the only person who used that ulti. This has been a consistent problem for them. Not capitalizing on these major swing rounds.
They've got to find a way to do it. This can't be how this goes down for them. And so they slow down the beginning of this round.
Look at mid, Doug. Again, CDC have gotten players down in here. Alliance Angels have been good at re-clearing it in the mid round. But Slytherin has an angle.
Yeah.
No teleport, though. That just timed out. She's stuck.
Oh. And now position given away. There's nowhere for Slytherin to go.
I know exactly where you are.
Just playing on the edge of timing.
Ooh!
Snappy out of Leah. What?
On the Guardian shot, no less. Oh, no, that was just a one tip of the Vandal.
The Vandal. Snackbox getting pressed on the other side of that one way. The paranoia will cause additional problems. Snackbox down. Remember, AXA is still in a well. Enders
say
is still
it
not
stops
used
being
that
true.
Yes. I should
Nightfall hits nothing.
Still able to get one kill, though. Leah has ult. Leah's got to take this fight. Doesn't win it, but pops the ult. Meanwhile, Alicia in a beautiful spot. Settles down, gets one. Young Wonho left in this 1v2. Attack of the spike. Leah on the swing. 3 on the round for the Clovis. CDC, they're back.
Even in a round where, again, they're pushed out of it. You know, a little overstay down bot mid with Sithrin not having a teleport to escape. It's a 4v5 once more for CDC. But wonderful play out of Leia. First getting that pick on the retreat out of market, and rotating over into A, working alongside Biffy. You gotta respect it, and you start looking at things, and that econ that had looked so unbreakable for Alliance Angels, it's starting to get low. Those ultimates that were going to be so important, well, they've only got the breach ult really left to work with.
And on the other side of the stage, Carrot has put together... honestly, we shouldn't be surprised because it's been fitting of this entire map. But they've put together a streak of their own. From 4-0 to 4-4. Or excuse me, from 4-0 to 6-4. To a rattling off of rounds from AXA. Just when it seemed like AXA was going to be able to put them away, CDC respond with 3 of their own. This has been such a back and forth affair between these two teams.
CDC always having a little second wind towards the ends of these halves. Has started to balance this game on a knife's edge. Look at it. Alliance Angels take the timeout to choose to force buy into this one. They've got a Stinger and a Spectre to play with.
Wow.
That's a lot. And on the other side, Sithrin, for the first time all map, now has an operator. So Sithrin can play backside B solo, while the rest of the team is ready to respond to this mid aggro.
They're going to try to crunch B off of the Rolling Thunder or the stun. If he's in a great spot, but doesn't connect. Has to give up the line. There's the op. You mentioned it. Leah and Sithrin able to get a couple. Remember the financial implications of this round. This is paramount for AXA, and they've invested the Rolling Thunder too. All the more reason to convert, and so far they've got a couple. They might be able to pull this thing off. Snack box and Valencia in this 2v2. Spec has picked up the op, and the Stinger at that distance might just be enough. What can Snackbox do? Do you call the bluff?
Oh,
Snackbox
no.
defused it the whole way! CDC get to 10.
Not another one out of Snackbox. Don't forget, this is the same player that when completely out of the round, out of the game on 10-7 is the one that got the first clutch to start this snowball coming back. We're now all tied up, and it's because they're so cold to just stick the defuse there in the one-on-one.
Sithrin still has the op in hand.
And a dimensional drift.
Yep. Snackbox 2 off of their ults. We've talked about the synergistic components of those two ults.
It just gets better and better for CDC.
But the money is bad. The money's bad for both teams.
Biffy Dog all the way up into bot mid. Young Wonho holds her ground. And again puts AXA in a numbers lead.
That's a fight that Biffy has been winning more often than not. Even in the rounds that they were losing, Biffy had been able to get those little fights on Corrode and on Sunset. Finally bested.
Alliance Angels are headed in to the Mission Impossible setup on B. And Leia, who was so sharp a couple rounds back, the first player they'd have to get through.
Complete quiet on the site. Now the honk goes out. The Nightfall's not going to tag anyone. The Nightfall didn't tag anybody. They have no idea. They still have to deal with all these trips. And there it is. Policy is able to get one. Still in play. That trip is still back spawn. Finally dealt with.
30 seconds left.
But Valencia has to do it alone. A 1v3. And I don't know that they're going to be able to pull that off. AXA take the lead back. Finally stopping the bleeding.
I genuinely think that round was lost because of the gun in Volusia's hand. She got one spam kill off of the tripwire, but then the other player that was tagged up was behind default box And it's a Spectrum of Illusion's hand. If that's a Vandal, a Phantom, anything that can pen that box realistically, that should be a second kill. That's going to be more threat coming in after it. And then all of a sudden, Slytherin might be able to jump into the back of Slant like she did and not just have her head ripped off. That is a devastating loss. Now forced onto a light buy with Alliance on 11.
Bring them down.
The financial implications would have been devastating for both. But for CDC, you would think that they would need to keep up this. That's big out from Biffy. They need to keep up this streak they had going. And that's Aurelia now down. Fully sending it, fully disrespecting the weapons on the other side. Remember, that Bulldog is still in play. They've invested the whole 2. Snackbox didn't get a ton, but they're still getting the kills they need. They have invested everything into this round. Wisely so. Ender's nowhere to go. Put in the corner. Forced to fight in a 1v3. I cannot believe they've snatched that back.
That was almost a full save. A couple of sheriffs and the one hero Bulldog out of Biffy's. But you could see this turn in the mindset of CDC. Once Biffy got that pick with the kill contract at the start of the round, all of a sudden it's like, wait, let's start challenging these angles. Slytherin finds a couple of nice shots out of the sheriff, and Snackbox's ult is that extra layer of distraction that allowed Slytherin to keep working back into that site for 3 on the sheriff.
And so just like that, for the first time all map, there's been a break where a team only wins 1 round and then loses the next.
It's also the first time Alliance Angels are on a genuinely bad buy.
The timing could not be worse.
Oh my god!
Excuse me? That was decayed. Not that it mattered. What an opener for AXA.
Now Leia up through tiles. Has a moment here and connects on the first shot, but still players all around her and is dealt with.
Things slow down here for just a moment as CDC still has 3 rifles that they can play around. They give some
Alliance
space
Angels
back.
got the neural theft down. So they have full information of the defensive setup, and that allows Aurelia to sneak up into elbow.
There.
Snackbox, excuse me, and Malacia. The 2 remaining. Trying to keep this thing up. Malacia on the reposition. This fight is big. One might just be enough. Because look at how far apart they are from one another. Aurelia is so far away. They're rotating out, and I do not think that Snackbox will hear it.
Snackbox heard the rotates, but can't actually sprint forward, or else reveals their own position, and there's still a tripwire here in main. This is horribly impossible, but Snackbox has been here before. On 10-7, it was a 1v2 that started this for CDC. Now a chance to go up to series point.
Tripwire destroyed. Planted the spike.
A shock and a dart. They're both huddling back in spawn. Snackbox might have a shot at this.
There's a cam on that spike, though.
That cam has to be cleared. Snackbox has to play this so carefully. Every single angle must be considered. Diligence out from the initiator. The tap, the paranoia. Looking for the ones. Cam now cleared. Boldly standing out in the open and taking the dart. It's a thrifty round win as AXA get to map point.
Just trading back and forth thrifties. That round was all Razora. I mean, that first pick into elbow was massive. I say all Razora. Aurelia's lurks coming in after that, based off the information of the neural theft, is what really pushed it over the edge. That combo piece of the entry and the mid-rounding has given Alliance Angels a second lease on life.
Look at the buy. Look at the buy. Stinger for Leah.
It's grim.
An op for Slytherin. It's not great. And Biffy's up on this aggro angle, so the
My ult is ready.
op angle and elbow means a little bit less, but Biffy now repositioning.
CDC have often looked for these mid-walks a little bit into the round, so Alliance Angels are taking their time to see if that's going to come down. Eventually, they're going to need to break this door into market to create a little bit more threat. Drone is only going to see Anders down in bot mid. But watch the step up towards B main. Again, CDC are so often trying to get aggro with it.
Oh, but the trip is there. They're going to play in front of the trip. They're disrespecting the trip. All the Cypher utility could go down. But Valencia holds the line.
Portal closed.
And now the ult used. Suffering a rare miss and a costly one at that. And the ult now popped. The Neon looking to call game, but Snackbox assassination style. No one ho now. Biffy has to take a step back, has to fight, has to try to stay alive. A 3v2. And Valencia forced to play on the other side of the trip. It's tragic. Now they know position given away. Snackbox still in play though.
Last player standing.
And now Snackbox is left in this 1v3. Can Snackbox do it again? Is there any more magic left in this player? I don't think there is. Just not enough. 13-11. We're going the distance on this thing. Wow.